Hello, hello. I wish that I could zoom in. But anyhow, welcome, my curious noses, to Scent and Curiosity. I am your host, Core the Explorer, your Decant Diva, and today we are exploring White Diamond, the OG EDP, and her flankers, White Diamond Lustre, White Diamond Night, and White Love and White Diamonds. Give me just a moment. I'm going to try to scooch this forward and try that again. Let me see. Okay. That's better. Take two. Hello, hello, my curious noses, and welcome to Scent and Curiosity. I am your host, Core the Explorer, and your Decant Diva. And today we are exploring White Diamonds, the OG EDP, and her flankers, White Diamonds Lustre. Say hello. Hey there. White Diamonds Night. Hi. I'm sorry. Hello. And Love and White Diamonds. I'm trying to think of a voice for her. Hey there. Hi. Hello. Oh, she's more like elegant. Hello there. Anyhow. Sorry. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. I will start with Love and White Diamonds. Well, first let's just because we'll save the OG for last. So first, let's just say if you don't know, Elizabeth Taylor was one of the first celebrity brand fragrance. I don't want to say fragrance houses, but because I think the house is Elizabeth Arden, but she was one of the first celebrity fragrance brands, and I believe Sophia Loren was the very first, or at least they were the top three, top five, maybe. Anyhow, so Sophia Loren, for all we know, started out, but then Elizabeth Taylor is the one that blew it up with White Diamonds OG EDP. Now, I don't know if it's EDT or EDP, but oddly enough, EDP is softer and I like her better than the EDT. EDT is so strong. But with her flankers, the EDT is tends to be softer. And some of them do last quite a bit of time, but it's more of a skin scent. So um, let me see. I don't want you to be able to see my reflection. Just turn that there. So yeah, let's get into it. Love and White Diamonds. The main accords are white floral, citrus, woody, green, musky, aromatic, tuberose, rose, powdery, and floral. So this little lady here was launched in 2017, and she has top notes of neroli, mandarin orange, and petitgrain. If you guys don't know petitgrain, think of it as the little twigs and sticks left over after you pick oranges. Gardenia, jasmine, sambac, tuberose, and Turkish rose are the middle notes. Base notes, musk, cedarwood, and sandalwood. So I don't know if she's sparkling, but she's definitely light, springtimey, great for spring and summer for the daytime because she's so light and I believe office friendly. She has on Fragrantica, she has been likened or reminds me of Love Don't Be Shy Eau Fraiche. Now, she has very similar top notes and middle notes and base. Well, for Killian, she's of course adding that sweet vanilla and marshmallow in the base. But what is similar is the top and middle notes of neroli, petitgrain, orange blossom, middle notes of jasmine and rose, and there's Phrygian peony. So there's some similarities there. It's definitely light, airy, elegant, feminine. Uh, I don't think it's going to be cloying. And then some people feel like it's neroli forward and that it's well blended. and that the longevity is very good. Some people are getting 10 hours. The Shiage, though, is like moderate, and it's probably not going to last that long because it turns into a skin scent, but at least you get it all day, and it's like a fresh kind of clean girl scent. I wore her to bed last night, actually. I wore her 3 to bed last night, these 3. So let me see. I put one behind my knee, one behind the other knee, and then the black on my chest. So I'm just gonna overspray it and give it a chance. But definitely I would say clean girl, office friendly, soft. Can definitely get the neroli and the orange in there. Like I'm not really good with notes, but I get floral, I get citrus. And for me, it's just a soft, clean girl scent that doesn't smell like soapy. But then to other people, maybe they do get soapy. Um, but yeah, it's sweet. You get a little bit of sweetness in there. I'm not sure how much sweetness, but yeah, you just have to let it develop a little bit. But yeah, I'd say orange and flowers bouquet. Moving on to, and I would think of it as kind of, I'm sorry, but like sunshine. And I think go, you can definitely go heavy with this one. Yeah, definitely go heavy because it might be softer than light blue, but you get that citrusy sunshine. And it's definitely far less potent than any of the other flankers. It would go on the softer side. There are some heavier flankers, but I think all the flankers are pretty decently light, except for Night is a bit more heavy. But even she isn't like super heavy, super like, she's no OG or any passion, like nothing like that. So now for my lady Lustre. She definitely heavier. Uh, her notes, well, her accords are white floral, citrus, fruity, sweet, woody, powdery, aromatic, green, yellow floral, and iris. When I first put her on, I definitely get the iris, even though that's not an actual note, but that's what it smells like to me. And maybe it's the orris root or the vetiver. I'm pretty sure it's the orris root because it's like powdery and earthy. And it has a violet flower nuance. So that's probably where that's coming from. Yeah. So top notes of raspberry, pear, love it. Love the pear. Bergamot, mandarin orange. Middle notes of narcissus, orange blossom, jasmine, and orris root. Base notes, amber, vetiver, sandalwood, and musk. Now, this little lady was launched in 2014. She comes in a body mist as well. I got the body mist first because it was available. But then I decided to just get the. No. I think the body mist came with the EDT. I remember. Oh, yeah, no, it came with the EDT. It was sparkling white diamonds that didn't come together, and I decided to get the EDT. So anyways, um, I wouldn't know what this would be likened to. They have paracetin teas on here, but I've smelt teas and she's definitely sweet. And I'm not really getting much sweetness, even though the top notes are pear and raspberry. For me, it goes straight to the orris root, but that's because I don't have a good nose for these things. Other people can smell the sweetness. They can smell uh, it's more of like a modern take on White Diamonds, the OG, but it's more subtle, not as strong. I don't think it's as powdery, at least not in an offensive way. It's warm, kind of warm and sexy. Um, Probably more for the nighttime, I would think, and more for the fall and winter because it's a little bit heavier. You can get away with it in the spring, but I definitely wouldn't do it in the summer. I would do it on a cooler day. For me, I just like wearing things in my house because I don't care if I suffocate everybody. At this point, we all have uh, olfactory fatigue, nose blindness, whatever you want to call it. Probably because of what I've been doing to us. But this one doesn't last as long. Some people are saying it only lasts a couple hours. I wore it to bed, so I don't know how long it lasts. I fell asleep. It wasn't there, of course, when I woke up. Um, so yeah, this one is more true to the OG. So let's move on to Ms. Taylor's Diamond Night, which is woody, fruity, powdery. I don't want to say citrusy. Amber, white floral, balsamic, patchouli, sweet, warm, spicy. Now she was launched in 2016, and uh, she has top notes of apricot, mandarin orange, bergamot. I don't know how to pronounce that. Middle notes of night blooming jasmine, freesia, base notes of resin, sandalwood, patchouli, and musk. Now, I am not a fan of patchouli. It tends to be too heavy for me, but we will see what she does. She might shimmer and sparkle, be magical. Definitely a nighttime scent, obviously. It's in the title. Um, but you're going to get that citrus and the floral, and then hopefully a creamy base. Definitely nighttime again, fall, winter. Don't want to do this in the spring or summer, especially not the summer. Probably will be headache inducing. Some say it's reminiscent of Rebel Floors Love Always, which I've never smelled and didn't know existed until I was researching White Diamonds Night, which is sensual and mature. Now, they don't share any notes that are similar, but the way they mix probably creates that similarity for some people. They're definitely both, woody, patchouli, has fruitiness and musk, what have you. I'm going to try her on my backhand. I think I should be able to get a good sense of her without, because she's definitely going to be heavier than the Love and White Diamond, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, this is more of a spicy oriental. When I first spray it, kind of reminds me of passion, but I could be tripping. It's going to turn into like a sexy skin scent, so it's not going to be like heavy like passion. I'm like trying to smell it still. I would say this is, you definitely get that vintage, like old Hollywood type feel. But yeah, it quickly changes to something wearable. Can't say that I'm getting any of the fruit, the apricot. I think I'm getting more resins and patchouli. But that just tends to happen with me when I something has patchouli. It just that's what happens. It does come in the body spray, and some people are saying the body spray is more potent to them, but you have to see for yourself. I definitely can do some decants if you're curious about this one. I would say definitely a bit dated, um, more so for older women maybe who can appreciate this scent, but it's not. See, for myself, it's already not it's not strong anymore. But then again, like I said, olfactory fatigue. So yeah, I could be tripping. I just want to look at. So passion is woody, animalic, warm, spicy, musky, smoky, earthy. Probably has incense in it. Yep, incense, civet, leather. So that one's definitely heavy. Definitely like earthy, incensey. And I get that at the initial blast, but already I'm feeling like it's gone. Which is probably could be something nice, turn into like just a subtle, sexy skin scent. Now let's get down. Let's get down to business. Business. Hit it, hit it. Okay. So I don't know if this is the one that started all. Let's take a look because I don't know if it was. I'm pretty sure the EDT may have started it all, but I don't know. Because I believe they were both launched in 1991, and Carlos Benaim is the perfumer behind that. And the EDT, I mean, yeah, they were both launched in 1991, so I really wouldn't know. But this one definitely makes a bold impression. Iconic, vintage classic, sophisticated. You got your crisp aldehydes, your nice soapy, clean. Well, I wouldn't say clean, but definitely soapy. Um, and but this one, okay. So the cores are white floral, woody, yellow floral, powdery, green, tuberose, citrus, floral, musky, animalic. And it has top notes of lily, neroli, bergamot, middle notes of narcissus, Egyptian tuberose, ylang ylang, jasmine, rose, violet, base notes of musk, sandalwood, amber, oak moss, and patchouli. Now, let's contrast that or compare it to the white floral, aldehydic, woody, yellow floral, fresh, warm, spicy, floral, citrus, tuberose, powdery, EDT, which is also a bold impression with outstanding, projection and longevity. But for me, this one's sharp, loud. They added aldehydes to the top. And to the middle, they added Italian orris root, cinnamon, and carnation. I am not a fan of carnation, but everything else is the same. But those aldehydes, I guess, and the carnation gives it this different type of just really loud in your face. And with the orris root. But the middle notes in the EDP are violet, so it's very similar. But anyhow, yeah, this one's softer for me. And it's the Beginning's gonna be a little bit offensive, but let's give it a moment because it's going to dry down. It's going to go beautifully. I'll have to get her and the EDT on and the eardrop parfum on at the same time. I have everything, I have it all. With the eardrops, they take out the carnation, they leave the orris root and the cinnamon, but then they add clove. Not a fan of clove either. I'm not a fan of warm and spicy. I would layer this because I want to appreciate it, but I don't have a good enough appreciation for it. Not gonna lie. And especially because this is vintage, you can tell how dark it is, that this is not like a current version that they're still producing, and they have some fresher versions hanging around with the clear liquid. Mine, these flankers, yes, got them recently this year. But this little lady and my other White Diamond Originals toilet parfum, they are in the eardrops. They're all, yeah, I should say Eau de Parfum and then just parfum. Yeah, they are OGs, vintage, not reformulated, not current. Like, these are just, I don't even know if you can get any kind of like more modernish eardrop ones or if they're all just from back in the day. But they were all from 1991, and I guess they just made different strengths and, you know, whatever. So the dry down on this one still hasn't gone to where I like it. It still has that I don't know if that's neroli. Or narcissus. They're definitely not in the same category, but I just don't think I ever smelled the citrus. I think it went for me straight to the middle notes, the heaviness of possibly narcissus. Yeah, I don't think I ever got the bergamot, the neroli, even the little bit of lily. I don't think I got any of that. Yeah, I think it just went straight up to the middle notes for me. I didn't even get like a fresh blast of citrus, which is unfortunate because I like that fresh blast of citrus. So anyway, I'm going to top it off with Love and White Diamonds and see what that does, and see if we create something more wearable. Now, I definitely get hit with that citrus with the Love and White Diamonds. Definitely get that blast in the beginning. Lovely, lovely. Neroli, mandarin, petitgrain. That's what I'm missing from the OG White Diamonds, is that blast of citrus. And then now I can smell the other notes peeking through, like the jasmine and the tuberose, and then the narcissus of the OG. And so now it's not so bad when you actually get that citrus blast. Because then when you transition to the heavier notes, it's not so bad. It's not like, ugh. So anyway, thank you for joining me. It shouldn't have taken me half an hour to introduce these to you, but I will do a short, como se dice, well, a short. And maybe I'll cut it up to make it to a 10-minute video, and then just do a short, just letting you know who these gals are and where they're going and where you might find them. So, and I mean in a story sense, not literally like fragrance.net or Joma Shop or eBay type thing. Although you can find them usually there in most cases. Thanks again for watching. This has been Cora the Explorer, your Decant Diva with Scent and Curiosity. Stay sniffing, or I should say, keep on sniffing and stay curious. Bye.